Well, I'm a native Memphian. I went to Christian Brothers High School. From there I went on to the University of Memphis. And I started in the 60s, and computers were very primitive at the time, but I was very enamored with it. And in those days you would look at a computer that probably had about a tenth of the memory that the average wristwatch has now, and you would look at it and the idea of being able to control this vast room of, whirring machines and tapes and all that by yourself was attractive. It was fun to think that you had control of that thing and could do something with it. MC2 stands for Management Computer Controls. The business was founded in 1965. I began as a computer specialist. In the 70s, we were mostly an estimating consulting company. Then in the late 70s, we got the idea to try and take this technology that we had developed in-house and to go into the software business with it. And at that point, I transitioned more into a leader of the software business. We partnered with IBM sometime around then, and very quickly accumulated about 200 or 300 good customers all over the country. We have our Memphis customers, but from that point on, we were always a national company. I headed up the software division, and then in the late 1980s, I became president of the company, and I was very comfortable with computer technology. But very quickly, when I got into the business world, I discovered that there's this language that you better speak, and it's called accounting, and I didn't know anything about it. So again, in the 1970s, I went back to school and earned the equivalent of an accountancy degree. I actually passed the CPA examination. I never practiced. And then, when we got heavily into the software business, I discovered I needed to do a better job of communicating with our customers, all of whom were in the construction industry. I began a process of really self-education in construction technology. I never stopped that process. I mean, to this day, I still do everything I can to learn as much about that. But I had a priority. I mean, I have 2 children, and my number one priority was always my family. We always worked things in, but as long as I always felt like my family came first. I had the absolute best wife anyone could ever possibly have had. She was really great. She took care of everything, and she was a great assistance to me all through the years. When times aren't so good, you have to persist, and you have to tell yourself that you never know really how close you are to success. I never got self-satisfied. I never got overconfident. I never got lazy. I had done every job in the company, and I think the employees viewed me as more of a collaborator than they really did a boss. I worked with them every day. My door was always open. Entrepreneurs risk their own money, their own fortunes, to bring new technologies, new methods, new ways of doing things to the world, to everybody that wants them. And because of this, entrepreneurship, I think, is the greatest engine that was ever developed for the improvement of the human condition. Entrepreneurs create jobs, they create opportunities, they create wealth not only for themselves, but for everyone.